Am I the a-hole for telling my mother-in-law she can't watch her child anymore until she respects me as parent? So my family begged to be able to watch my daughter, 6 months, instead of sending her to daycare. My mom has been an angel and watched her 2 to 3 days a week, and I fill in the rest with other family members. Well, my mother-in-law has been an issue from the start, telling people I'm keeping the baby away from her just because I don't invite her to see the baby. I just would like for her to take initiative to ask instead of me pushing my child on her, if that makes sense. Well, I agreed to letting her come for a day a week, but she decided she wanted to do half days instead. Whatever. So, I get home from work one afternoon, and my mother-in-law and her mother are in my living room playing with the baby. I love her mother, but I had no clue she was coming to my house. When I arrive, the baby is tired because of a missed nap, so that grandma could visit. So I immediately take her to put her down for a nap, and they left. So I decided to send a text that says, "I would appreciate you asking me or letting me know before you invite someone to the house. Nana is always welcome. I'd just like to know who is here." Mother-in-law ignored me for days and didn't respond. Then my fiancé goes to talk to her, and she says she is mad at me for talking to her that way. So I call her and she begins to tell me I'm rude and that I should have never said anything to her for inviting her own mother over. She never apologized. Told me I was and also told me to keep my mouth shut when I'm talking to an elder, so apparently I'm not allowed to have a preference of how my home or childcare is handled. I have no issues with her mother visiting, that's not the problem. The problem is she doesn't respect me and doesn't think she needs to tell me these things in my own home. So I told her until she can learn to communicate appropriately with me and talk to me with respect as the parent of my child, she can't watch her anymore. Am I wrong for this? Edit. I didn't know everyone wanted such detail. I was trying to keep it short as possible. Yes, we don't have the best history. She is a drinker and doesn't work. She has been handed everything in life and gave my fiancé a pretty rough upbringing with drinking and drugs, but has been clean from drugs for several years now. But I've tried very hard to keep the peace and allow her to see her child wherever she asked, and have even taken her over to see her on occasion. I have asked my mom and other family members to communicate with me. They all know they can't just invite people over here without me knowing. I understand that his mother might not have thought about that or had an issue with it. That's not my gripe, and the Gigi coming over is not an issue either. Sure, maybe I could have just looked past it, but I felt it was better to express my wants for communication in the beginning, instead of letting things build up. I had a feeling she wouldn't be happy with me giving her any rules because no one ever does, but I didn't expect her to treat me the way she did when I made a simple request. Also, after my fiancé talked to her with no avail, I sent her a text and said, "We need to talk. I can call you or come to you, just preferably not in front of the baby. Let me know what either works for you." This is after she ignored my original text for days. I was trying to set up a time to just talk and figure things out. Her response to that text was, "I will never apologize for having my mother over, and we should be welcome to come anytime we want to." I told her that's not how things work, and this odds my home and my child she is referring to, so please be careful what she says next, and told her we need to talk in person. She proceeded to ignore me for another day until she finally called, and then the conversation happened in which she called me names and told me I should have kept my mouth shut because she is my elder, and she wasn't doing anything wrong. So basically I was arguing with a brick wall, and all I wanted was her to acknowledge letting me know who comes over when she watches the baby, even if it's family. My family is treated no differently. It wasn't a jab at her. It was me stating the preference of my home.